Hello Hello，大家好，这里是妍妍老师。Hello everyone, this is Yan Yan. Today we're going to talk about A-level Chinese speaking. Well, this video is just for non-native speakers. For native speaker, the speaking is not an issue at all. However, for non-native speakers, speaking it is quite challenging, and you are competing with quite a lot of non-native speakers. And I know it is not fair, 不公平, but life's not fair, isn't it? So there isn't much we can do, but try to work really, really hard to get through this. Okay. What we could expect from the speaking. For paper 3, it's speaking, and the total assessment time is 21 to 23 times, which is a lot. There are 2 tasks included. One is task 1, and then you will be given a card. This is quite similar to the GCSE speaking role play. And the task 2, it is based on independent research. Students need to give a speech, and then the teacher examiner will ask you questions according to your speech. And the overall, so task 1, students discuss one theme from the specification based on a short statement, and task 2, as I said, first part is a presentation, and second part is a discussion with your teacher examiner. The 4 themes, just a quick revision. Theme 1, 当代华人社会的变迁, include 2 topics, 家庭、教育、工作. This theme is the one that students are quite familiar with because overlaps with the GCSE themes. Lots of vocab they have learned a lot. The theme 2, 中国文化, and personally, from my experience, this theme is the one our students struggle the most, include 传统 and 文化活动. So the students need to know all the traditional festivals and the traditions and some cultural. The nowadays, for example, when we learn the movies, the students need to know 张艺谋 and 章子怡 who they are. And 音乐, they need to know 郎朗, so quite a lot of information. Theme 3, 演变中的华人社会, we discussed about 通讯与科技, 经济与环境. And again, the second topic is the one my students found quite challenging. We talk about environment and how to protect the environment. We also discussed the 外卖, the delivery, and the 快递. Theme 4 is the theme that we are studying at the moment. We nearly there, almost finished theme 4. 1978年改革开放对中国的影响. Probably this is just for my students. They are not very familiar with this term. For us as native speakers, we all learned this in our history lessons. We know what 改革开放 is. We know when it is it. But for the non-native speakers, for the students, this is not a very familiar topic for them. We talked about 贫富差距, 超级大都市. Personally, I quite like this topic because we talked about 北上广, those big cities in China, and the 农民工, so all the very new topics rather than the theme 2 to talk about the traditions. And then we are on the second topic, 中英关系. We discussed 中英贸易, 文化交流, 教育交流, and so on. Again, the students found this was slightly challenging, so I changed my lesson content to what's the difference between the Chinese culture and the English culture. So we started from something the students familiar with. Then we discussed like something 喝热水. The Chinese people believe it is healthy, but it hasn't been proved, which is quite fun. We also talked about the other day, 西方人求真, 中国人求神. I think those are quite fun topics to discuss with your student. All right, let's come back to the speaking. So, task 1, discuss with the teacher examiner on a specific theme based on one of the 8 sub-themes from one of the 4 overall themes, and the card will be given as a springboard for the discussion. Task 2, we will focus on task 1 today, and if I have time another day at some point, who knows, I will post another video about task 2, how to guide students to do the presentation. Okay, right, a little bit of information about the assessment. The first assessment is 2019, not long ago. Timing for the speaking assessment, task 1, 6 to 7 minutes. I don't know why I put it all there, but it's not supposed to be there anyway. Lots of things not supposed to be there in life. Task 2, 10 to 11 minutes, and overall 21 to 23 minutes. I feel I have mentioned this. Students will have 5 minutes preparation time for task 1, which is great. Not long enough, but better than nothing. The assessment is out of 72 marks. Task 1 worth 30, task 2 worth 42, slightly more. And the preparation time and notes, students need to know the exam strategies. So apparently for 5 minutes they can't prepare a whole speech. Obviously in the mock scheme also mentions students should not read out the whole prepared sentences. However, they could make some notes, which is good enough for A-level students. They should have the ability to be able to present a reasonable speech based on their notes. During their preparation, must be supervised with an invigilator, all the same as GCSE, so they are quite familiar with this. Okay, this is an example card I give to my students to practice. So this one is also I used the example of the past paper task 1 card, but obviously there isn't any pinyin on the official card, but as you can see from the title, I used it for my year 12 students. They needed a little bit help. You can also find different cards from the test resource. This is my account, so if you think this will be useful, you can please feel free to explore my TISA account, and then you could find all these cards. I believe there are 8 in total, which will be very useful, but apparently they are not free. But this one is free anyway. So first, on the beginning, there will be a theme, and then the sub-theme is here. Students will be able to see, and then prepare your discussion content here, and the students will be asked to consider 2 points. So basically, they need to answer those 2 questions. And after that, the teacher will ask some follow-up questions, or the student could take the lead and then to talk about something else. Right, this is the teacher's card I use to guide my students. Again, you could find this on my TISA account. Right, anything else I need to mention? Yeah, so theme 1, apart from the content on the card, which required to be discussed by the students will also be asked some questions according to what themes on the what subtopic is on the card. I'm talking nonsense, but anyway, so task 1 will include 1 theme and the 2 topics in the theme. So if the subtopic on the card is 家庭, So the first topic in theme 1, and then the students are required to discuss another subtopic, which is education and work. I hope that makes sense. If the student didn't mention it, and then it's the teacher's responsibility to lead the student to discuss another sub-theme. However, as in the mock scheme, the students are required to take the lead so that they could get a higher mark. So what we recommend the students is ask them to ask the teacher, oh, can we discuss this? For example, if the theme on their card is education and work, and then the student could ask, oh, can we discuss about this family, or I watched this on YouTube, or I saw it in one of the books, I'm really interested. Task 1, we'll have a look at the mark scheme, and then you will understand a bit more why the students need to take the lead. 3 mark grades are applied. Part 1, knowledge, understanding of society and culture, accuracy of the language, and interaction. So for the knowledge and understanding of the society and culture, to reach the highest mark, students need to have relevant ideas and supported by examples and references. So apart from giving their own opinion, they also need to have examples to support their opinion, and also need to constantly focus on the cultural and social context. And they need to develop and justify their arguments. So giving their opinion and examples to support their opinion, and also need to justify their opinion, and in the end they will have a convincing conclusion. For the accuracy and range of language, highest band, use variation in use of the grammar and structure, and any errors do not hinder the clarity of the communication. And the last one is the hardest one, authentic sounding. Well, we recommend students to prepare some of the higher level structures and vocabulary and then practice it over and over so that they are confident with them. And then when they got the card, they could just use the grammar structures and try to use the vocabulary they prepared in their speaking. And the last one, interaction. Again, this part is quite challenging for the students. They need to have minimal hesitation. For non-native speakers, this is very, very challenging. And consistently, as you could see, taking the lead to develop the conversation. And some sentences recommended in the mark scheme. All the informations I used today is from the mark scheme. Not mark scheme, specification. Sorry, I'm talking nonsense again. 你同意我的看法吗？ Do you agree my opinion? 是不是可以认为我们可以说你怎么看啊？你明白我的意思吗？ Those sentences are recommended in the specification for students to use in the speaking exam to add in the interaction. Task 2, Part 1, Independent Research Presentation. So this is a mark scheme for the Part 1 students' presentation. As you can see in the highest band, presents a clear summary of named written sources. Here, students need to pay attention. All of their reference need to come from some reliable source, giving a clear outline of author's main points, ideas, giving a So they can use Baidu, Zhihu, those websites, but they need to find the original reference, and they need to list the author's name and then where the source is from. Okay, As I said, I will find another time to record a video about task 2. So today we are focusing on task 1. Okay, task 2, part 2. 3-mark grades are applied to this part, which is about the discussion on the independent research. So after students given the presentation, the teacher will discuss the presentation with the student again, because this 3-mark grades we just seen applied to this part as well. So the students are required to take the lead of the conversation. So what the A-level asks is personally ask the student to be as the native speaker, confidently lead the whole speaking exam, rather than like in the GCSE level, the students were asked some questions. So here the students were required to take the lead, discuss with the teacher examiner with a lot of interaction. Okay, this is today's video. If you find it very useful, please click the like or not, I don't really mind. And the most important thing is, if you find this practice cards useful, please do go to my test resource and then download them and pay for me. Right, okay, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will keep uploading weekly, hopefully, who knows. Right, have a lovely Saturday. 再见。